Hello, good evening and welcome to Business Live. Coming up in this bulletin, Bank of Ghana's professional assessment comes under intense scrutiny after the central bank reversed its decision to terminate the appointment of nearly 100 staff who were dismissed for failing to meet the bank's work standards.
The central bank standard in terms of assessment is coming under scrutiny because why didn't they identify this weakness ahead of time? And why was it not addressed right from the word go?
Meanwhile, Bank of Ghana cautions the public and banks against 10 unlicensed money transfer platforms for operating in the remittance and foreign exchange market without regulatory approval. We have the names of these unlicensed money transfer platforms. Plus, over 150 shops closed at Tech Junction in Kumasi as the Ghana Revenue Authority cracks down on tax defaulters. We have details of these and more for you. Please stay on. Thanks so much for your time. I am Pius Kojo-Baka. And looking at our stories, the Bank of Ghana's professional assessment has come under intense scrutiny after the central bank reversed its decision to terminate the appointment of nearly 100 staff who were dismissed for failing to meet the bank's work standards. The staff who were let go in June 2025 due to unsatisfactory performance during their probationary period were recalled after a management meeting on June 26. Now, speaking on the development, senior finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Dr. Benjamin Amwa, called on the central bank to work at minimizing any reputational risk as a result of the reinstatement.
Yes, it may come as a surprise considering the letters that came out that these individuals could not meet the performance standard, and for that matter, their services were no longer needed after the probation period. Just for us to see what appears to be a U-turn in that decision, and this time around, it is to give them a second chance. So you may want to look at it as Bank of Ghana demonstrating some level of compassion and fairness, trying to give these individuals another chance. And also, it could be that Bank of Ghana want to address some of the assessment gaps that they may have identified that may have led to what may appear to have been an unfair assessment of these individuals. But of course, what it also portrays is that the central bank's standard in terms of assessment is coming under scrutiny because why didn't they identify this weakness ahead of time? And why was it not addressed right from the word go than to come up with the indication that their services are no longer needed, just for us to have this U-turn that we are seeing. Now, when these individuals get back again to work, how would the atmosphere be for those who were initially selected? They thought they were qualified. Of course, I'm not saying they have been denied, but then this group of individuals are also being given a second chance. Does it mean that we are lowering the standard for those who are getting the second chance? And what signal does it send within the Bank of Ghana work environment? I think BoG must find a way of handling some of this so that going forward, we don't have repetitions where some individuals may go through the probationary process fair and square, and it just happened that others will be given another second chance for them to come and try. Sometimes it can create workplace tension, and you don't want that to happen, especially for a regulator like the Bank of Ghana. Reputational risk is at stake, and you must always try to protect the reputation of institutions like Bank of Ghana.
Talking about the central bank, they have cautioned the public, banks, dedicated electronic money issuers, and enhanced payment service providers known as the EPSPs not to transact any business with 10 money transfer organizations operating in the remittance and foreign exchange market without regulatory approval. More in this report.
Companies are Ace Money Transfer, Remit Union, Remit Home, Rose Remit, Monty Global, NairaGram, iTransfer, UruPay, Eversend, and EasySend. The statement warned that non-compliance with the directive will result in severe sanctions, including the withdrawal of the license of the institution in breach. The statement explained that Section 3.1 of the Foreign Exchange Act 2006, Act 723 states that a person shall not engage in the business of dealing in foreign exchange without a license issued under this act. It added that Section 15.3 of the Foreign Exchange Act states each transfer of foreign exchange to or from Ghana shall be made through a person licensed to carry out the business of money transfers or any other authorized dealer.
The Ghana Revenue Authority has renewed its monthly crackdown on businesses defaulting on their tax obligations in the Ashanti region. Over 150 shops at Tech Junction Trading Center in Ija through the Adako Junction have been locked up by officers of the Ashtown Tax Office. More in this report.
Traders and business entities who had trooped to the market center to open their shops for the day's trading activity met their facilities under lock and key. The shops also had embossed on their gate inscriptions that read GRE Ashtown TSC. The gates were locked up with padlocks from the office, bearing varied numbers of the Revenue Mobilization Office. Although some traders are reported to have defaulted on their tax payments, others resented, arguing that they honored their obligations. The early morning exercise saw trading activities at the market slowing as potential customers failed to make purchases.
Like if I have you will be 6 days now for say they are required around 82 shops in they are in the first young shop.
We've been here since morning. We were told the GRE tax force had come to lock up our shops, so our boss went to their office to find out. We've been here, and there are lots of customers who trooped in here to seek services, but we had to turn them away.
Oh, one thing I said, mostly, maybe so much, but
I have paid my tax, and so once I got there, I showed them the receipts, and they were able to give me the keys to open my shop. However, in an interview with Love Business, head of the Ashanti Town Tax Office, Henry Jan noted that the individuals with their shops locked up failed to register for the value-added tax, while others reneged on their usual tax fees.
They are owing. Others too have to register for VAT, and they are not. You know, the VAT registration, they will tell you stories. You know, VAT is cost push and cost push. When you buy from the one who retail, and it gives you the VAT, it puts you to the consumer. Then you as an agent, you take the money and come and pay. They complain. So because of that, some are locked because of VAT registration. Others also owe, which will serve them notice of tax due. And our officers will be going there demanded by, when you put in a little reasonable cost, they badge. So they are there, they are making payments. When they pay, you give them the padlock keys, then they go and obey.
The non-payment is adversely impacting the monthly and quarterly tax targets of the office. At least 10.8 million cedis tax targets have been set for the office for the month of June. The GRE is admonishing businesses and the public to regularly pay up their taxes for national development. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
Professional bodies are being urged to, or given the opportunity to make input into proposed value-added tax reforms by the International Monetary Fund at a consultative meeting organized by the Ghana Revenue Authority and the Ministry of Finance. Commissioner for Tax at the GRA, Edward Apente Jamra, is urging members of the various business associations to review and suggest how the VAT can be reformed aside the proposals made by the International Monetary Fund. Here's a report.
This is the first series of consultative meetings by the Ghana Revenue Authority aimed at soliciting views for the upcoming value-added tax overhaul. According to the Commissioner of Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the GRA, Edward Jamra, the input will be assessed together with some proposals from the International Monetary Fund, and the final decision will be made.
Input that we are gathering, we'll get all of them to the Tax Revenue Policy Unit, which will be consolidated and considered when we are drafting the bill.
So how is it going to play with the proposal from the IMF as well? Are we going to see them being implemented hand to hand?
I think what we are getting from the IMF one is their recommendations. And then we are also soliciting input from our own people. We will blend them and see which of the proposals works well for the country. Because at the end of the day, it is we that is going to administer the taxes. So we'll look at which of this will be workable in our environment so that we'll be able to use it to generate the required revenue.
President of the Hoteliers Association, Edward Akanyamike, described the move as laudable since more business groups were given opportunity to contribute to the new VAT system.
This meeting has been very, very fruitful. Indeed, the proposals that were presented are things that we have spoken about for quite some time if you follow our media engagement. So we're very happy to see some of them in there. And I was also happy that I had the opportunity to even propose the effective VAT rate at 10%, and I hope that that will be instructive in the final document. And also the consolidation of the taxes as has been presented. So we are happy, and we hope that this reform will come like yesterday, because it's been something that we've spoken about for quite a long time. And so we are happy that we are getting there, but they should implement it as quickly as possible.
The GRA is also expected to meet other taxpayers groups to gather more views before September this year.
More on tax matters, micro, small and medium enterprises are calling for more engagements with the government and the Ghana Revenue Authority on various tax handles. This, they believe, will help them to understand and file their taxes on time. The call follows a move by the GRA to discuss the upcoming modified taxation program with the informal business sector here in Accra. More in this report.
The engagement with the informal micro businesses forms part of a campaign by the Ghana Revenue Authority to rope in all small businesses into the modified taxation program. The initiative is expected to give the participant an opportunity to make input and also ask questions on some tax handles that directly affect their operations. Speaking to Joy Business, chairman of the Greater Accra Regional Barbering and Saloon Owners Association, Bernard Joe, request for more of such deliberations and more incentives for taxpayers.
We feel that if the government is able to come down, give us motivation in terms of using the tax payment structures to guarantee us or to serve as guarantees for loans, they will be able to help the businesses directly benefit from paying tax. So yes, indigenous businesses are willing to pay tax, but it should be flexible, it should be attractive enough for us to be able to pay.
Deputy Commissioner at the Communications and Public Affairs Department of GRA, Flores Asante, said the authority is willing to make tax payments easier for the informal sector, hence the move.
Trying to engage our small and micro businesses who are selling and making money. So government has introduced a new scheme that we call the Modified Taxation Scheme. That is catering to the needs of our small and micro businesses. These are the businesses that would normally not be able to keep proper records, will not be able to account for tax. So we are making it easier and simpler for them to be able to pay tax in a convenient way. That's why we are calling them together here to introduce the Modified Taxation Scheme to them.
The Modified Taxation Program is among the various key tax initiatives expected to take off from July 1.
The Agricultural Development Bank Ghana, a cornerstone of agribusiness financing since 1965, has launched its 60th anniversary campaign, unveiling a clean and forward-thinking new tech tagline, Beyond Banking. Here's a report. Founded by an Act of Parliament in 1965 as the Agricultural Credit and Cooperative Bank, later renamed ADB in 1967, The institution was created to meet Ghana's agricultural banking needs. Over the decades, ADB has expanded beyond lending to support the full agricultural value chain, financing farming, processing, and trade. The bank has also revised its vision, aiming to rank among the top 3 banks in Ghana and to be globally admired for its people, processes, and performance. Managing Director of the bank, Edward Atu Sapong, stated that the bank will intensify its investment in artificial intelligence and technology to better serve its customers.
It's just about thinking about what we do as a bank, who we impact, who we affect. Our services affect so many people. It affects the educational sector, construction sector, services sector, and it's not just coming in to do banking. It's not just deposit and withdrawals. We believe that our banking service goes beyond the traditional banking. And also banking is not just bricks and mortar, it goes beyond that. So it is about how we are impacting society with our banking services and how we are influencing the economic development of our beautiful country. That is how we see ourselves now.
Prophet Christopher Yawano of International Central Gospel Church Holy Ghost Temple, Adenta, advised the bank to uphold good ethical standards.
Faith, hope, and love. And he said, love is the greatest of all. I want to leave with you that have faith in God. Having faith in God helps you to walk through without the fear of the future.
A long-time customer of the bank, Samuel Ni Ashali, businessman who is into starch and pure production, praised ADB for its financial support.
Their services have been splendid in terms of support, financial capital, investment, perfect. There is no bank like ADB. Let me say today that ADB is the best bank in Ghana in terms of financial support to small-scale industries.
General Manager of Retail at Societ Generale Ghana, Kweku Chinibwa, has lauded the overwhelming response to the bank's ongoing deposit and drive promotion, describing it as a clear sign that the initiative is successfully promoting a savings culture among customers. Here's a report.
Ghana has reaffirmed its commitment to promoting a strong savings and investment culture among Ghanaians with the goal of boosting the country's total savings to GDP ratio. General Manager for Retail Banking, Kweku Chinibwa made this known during second draw of the Deposit and Drive promotion held in Accra.
In as much as we are mobilizing deposits, we are encouraging people to have that savings culture in them. We want people to come up and know that if you put your money aside, every day is not the same. You need to put something aside. The bank invests the money on your behalf. Now, the prices at stake are such that we believe that having smartphones, having television sets, stuff like that will appeal to the youth. And the car is splendid. There are 4 just right behind me. I am sure every youth out there would want to drive that car. It's lovely. So we are saying just bring that money there, keep it till September. So at this point, the draw itself is over. But those who have brought the money and are in the draw, we would expect that they keep their monies till September so they qualify to win this car. There is a trip to Singapore. There are other fantastic prizes which we believe will appeal to everybody. But the whole idea is not just the prizes, because we believe that if you put 500 cedis down today, you continue adding on to it. By the time you realize, that money would have become something that you have not dreamt of.
A representative of the National Lottery Authority, Beryl Adom, commended Societ Generale Ghana for prioritizing customer interest and adhering to regulatory standards.
We commend Societ Generale Ghana for ensuring regulatory compliance, for putting customers first, for rewarding loyalty, and for reinforcing the culture of saving and financial responsibility, especially in times like these when resilience and planning are more critical than ever. As the institution mandated to regulate games of chance and promotions of this nature, the NLA is here to guarantee the credibility and legitimacy of the draw process. We ensure that every participant has a fair and equal chance and that winners emerge based on a transparent process that reflects the highest ethical standards.
40 customers across the country were rewarded with prizes including television sets, microwaves, and blenders. Additionally, 5 winners of the Insure and Win promotion by Salam Alliance walked away with prizes such as a weekend stay at the Safari Valley Resort, free vehicle servicing for a year, and brand new car ties.
And to some other stories, in a bold move to bridge the financial accessibility gap, MTN Ghana has launched 2 innovative products, Extra Balance and Extra Cash, aimed at enhancing financial inclusion among unbanked and underserved populations. Here's more in this report.
The Extra Balance and Extra Cash, launched in partnership with Forms Capital and Extra MFS Ghana, marks a strategic push to make financial services more accessible, especially for individuals outside the traditional banking system. Speaking at the launch, Bank Tech Lead at MTN Mobile Money, Yao Seifa, emphasized the critical importance of access to finance in achieving overall financial well-being.
We generally introduce new products on the market where we provide loan products, investment products, saving products, and a myriad of financial services products. We realized that there was still an unmet need in terms of access to credit, and so we partnered with Forms Capital and Extra MFS Ghana to develop 2 products, which was Extra Balance and also Extra Cash, essentially to provide access to credit to mobile money customers. It's generally to ensure the financial well-being of Ghanaians, right, and Africans to a large extent.
Extra Balance allows customers to receive airtime advances during moments of low funds, while Extra Cash offers instant short-term loans to subscribers. The services are designed to be user-friendly and accessible even to those with minimal digital literacy. Head of Business Development at Forms Capital, Ishmael Abe, stressed the customer-centric nature of the initiative.
This is a customer-focused product, so a lot of research has gone into this in terms of needs of customers. And we've heard the customers loudly that we don't want a loan, we don't want to incur interest on a loan when we don't need it. And for that reason, we brought you this product we call Extra Cash, where you can take a loan for any day. In fact, you take a loan today and pay today, and you only pay the interest for the day. You can take a loan for a 7-day period and pay interest for only the 7-day period. If you need money just for the weekend, why should you take a loan and you have to incur costs for the additional 28 days when you can only use it for 2 days? And that's the feedback we got from customers, and that's what we've imbibed into these products.
Addressing concerns about security, Head of Commercial at Extra MFS Ghana, Tete Akono, assured users that the system is robust and protected against fraudulent activities.
We have a lot of AML, what we call AML certificated methods that make sure that the system, you cannot break into the system. It's ISO certified as well to make sure that it meets the standards of today. It's global, it's been proven to be robust, and we've not had any issues where the fraud and all those things as well. So it's a very trusted platform.
Adding a long-term perspective, Akwesi Etia, Chief Executive of Life Forms Limited, expressed optimism about the future of the partnership.
In the next 5 years, we will shorten the process, expand and get more people on board, and be able to give more. Instead of 100 CDs, 200 CDs, we should be able to give 2,000, 3,000, because now we can clearly identify those by technology, those who has the capacity to pay, so we will not have NPLs.
MTN's Extra Balance and Extra Cash are poised to become significant tools in Ghana's financial landscape and readily available to customers through the short code *170#.
Thank you so